All right, so before we begin, by the time this video should be up, we should be about probably 4 or 3 hours from kickoff. I will be streaming the Packers game, and then I might be streaming the Cowboys and Rams game in that new stadium Sunday night. So I might do both. We'll see what happens. But I can't wait to stream. I can't wait for this. The season is just. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I'm glad football's back. So. Uh, this was supposed to go up today, or time when I'm recording this on Saturday, and then I was supposed to have the AFC one go up on Friday. Well, I forgot to record the one on Friday, so I'm basically just pushing the schedule back a day. We're gonna have AFC on Saturday, which is already up by the time of this. By the time this video goes up, it'll be up on my channel already, and then we'll have the game after, and then I will have more stuff, probably a recap of week one coming up on Monday. And then, we'll figure out stuff, rest of the stuff out for the next week. I got predictions probably next Tuesday coming, and all this other stuff. So, but for now, this is my NFC preseason playoff predictions. And we're starting at the top here, just like with the AFC one, because this one's not as crystal clear cut as the AFC. I could see the Packers winning this number one spot. I could see the Saints winning it. I could see the Seahawks winning it. I am going to go with the 49ers again, just because last year they were so dominant. They had, I think it was like 13-3 or 14-2 was their record or something like that. And they were just insane. A lot of people wrote them off most of the year, and it wasn't really until the playoffs that people said that this team is actually good. Myself included. But you can't deny how good they are. And I mean, they still have basically all their stuff they had last year, all their players coming back and whatnot. So they got to be number one, just strictly because of how last season went. All the people coming back. This is basically their number one. Their time to shine again. It's gonna be tougher this year though. This is gonna be a really tough NFC. I'm not going to say who, but I do have three NFC West teams making the playoffs, and I think one team is going to surprise a lot of people. We'll talk about the Seahawks in a minute because they were basically 1 yard shy of getting that the second seed. Packers would have got one seed last year. They were 1 yard shy of that, so. But this is gonna be really fun. I'm more excited for NFC games versus AFC games, strictly because it's more cut and dry on the AFC side. Number two, just like last year, I do have Packers again. We might go 12-4 instead of 13-3. We'll see. Just being completely unbiased. I am a Packers fan, but being completely unbiased. We didn't regress at all. Not really at all. I don't think we're going to sweep the division again like we did last year. I think we might have, one loss against like Detroit or even Minnesota. This season, we'll see what happens, but I do have them making the playoffs. I do think they're probably going to win the division, even though if, Minnesota beats us either week one or I don't even know what other week we play Minnesota. I think it's pretty early because I think we have Bears in like the second half of the season. And then the Lions game is like one in the middle and one in the beginning or something like that because they're week two. So like the Bears are like the end of the season. So those two games might come down to standings too. But I do have them right now winning the division, getting the second seed, which means they do have to play wild card weekend with the new rules that they. I don't want to say they just made up, but the new rules that they added. There is 7 seeds now instead of 6. This is the first time in, I think it's like almost 30 years or something like that we've actually had an expansion on to the playoffs. I'm kind of excited, and it gives more teams of a chance. And it's one extra game on wild card weekend. So, but again, the second seed, we haven't regressed at all. Completely unbiased opinion. I don't think we have. The draft, yes, that was for the future. I have high hopes for A.J. Dillon after watching that Chiefs game with their rookie running back. I think A.J. Dillon can be just as good as him. Number 3, Saints. This is, it's kind of shaping up how it was last year. Saints are winning the division. I don't care, Bucks fans. They are winning the division. This is the Saints division to win. I don't care. They got Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, Gronkowski. I don't care who you have. Tom Brady had the AFC East all his career, and now he has the Saints twice a year, Falcons twice a year. They might even split with the Falcons. We'll see. And then Carolina, that's who it was. I can't think of it. Carolina's the other team. They might split with Carolina too. The Bucks might. And we obviously know that the Falcons split with the Saints last year. I could see the Buccaneers split with the Saints too. We'll see what happens. They have a week 1 game. Literally, like I said, it'll be a couple hours from the time of this recording, but it's tomorrow my time from recording this because I'm recording this on a Saturday. So we'll see what happens game 1. If the Buccaneers blow the Saints out of the water, then they're going to take the number 3 spot here. But for now, I have the Saints winning the division and taking the number 3 spot. Number 4. I was really flipping between the Eagles and the Cowboys here. Just kind of think about it for a couple minutes. And the more I think about it, I mean, you got a brand new head coach. You had a really good draft. I think this is Dak's prove-it year. Mike McCarthy, he doesn't love the run. Being a Packers fan, we know that. So I don't know how they're going to play with Zeke. But I think they can take the division. Last year, it came down to week 17, Eagles and Cowboys last year. And the Eagles had to lose to the Washington football team. Well, I got to refer to them now. In order for the Cowboys to win, I think this year, I don't know if they're going to sweep, but they're at least going to tie, 1-1 for that series between the Cowboys and Eagles. And then I just think, Cowboys are just going to have a better record than the Eagles. So I think the Cowboys are going to be able to take the division. So, number 5, here's the Seahawks. This could be the number 1 or number 2 or whatever. They're going to win the division, or they could win the division and be in the top 4. Minimum, they would probably be number 3 because I see them having a better record than the Cowboys. So, they could be 1, 2, or 3. Or I think, like I said, I have them 5 here just strictly because, they technically almost swept the Niners last year. I could see them really sweeping the Niners this year too. I can see that happening. It is like the last game, week 17, comes down to Niners and Seahawks. So I can't wait for that game. I will probably end up streaming that game in December or something like that. So I can't wait for that game. That's going to have huge playoff implications for a bunch of teams if it's the same thing that happened last year. Again, Packers could have moved up to the number 1 spot last year if the Seahawks won. Seahawks would, I believe, got the number 2 spot. Or was it Saints number 2? I don't know. Anyway, if the Seahawks won, it shook up the playoff bracket last year. I think the Niners is still going to tie with them. But if the Seahawks sweep the Niners, that's going to be crazy. And that's going to have, again, it's going to be, really a big impact on the playoffs as a whole. So look for the NFC West. What happens? That's the toughest division in football right now. We're going to come back to them because I still have one more team. It's probably pretty obvious right now. But number 6, I have the Vikings. I can't say they are almost there on par with the Packers. I can't say they're exactly on par with the Packers. They did just get rid of one of their really good cornerbacks. I think, Daniil Hunter is out. You do have Ngakwe, or however you pronounce his name. I butchered that name so bad. But you do have him coming on with, I can't even remember who's on the other side of him on that line. They're going to be decent. They're going to be good. Kirk Cousins is going to probably play pretty good, except for Mondays. You got a healthy Dalvin Cook back again. So I think they are going to make the playoffs just like last year. I think, were they the 6th or the 5th seed last year? I think they were the 5th seed last year. I can't remember that. But they're going to make it. They're in there. They're going to be either, Packers are either probably going to be, 5th, and Vikings are going to be probably 2nd, or, Packers 2nd, Vikings 5th or 6th. I have them, again, they're below the Seahawks just strictly because I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Vikings, but the Vikings could move up to that 5th spot too. We'll see what happens. Maybe they were 6th last year because I think the Seahawks were 5th? I can't remember which way it went, but either way, this pretty much the exact same as last year except for the Cowboys here. But I just think, with Mike McCarthy, I think they have a chance of, winning the division. Now, number 7, the third AFC team to make it into the playoffs is going to be the Cardinals. Strictly because, again, you had an amazing draft. You got DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray is going into the second year. I like their running game. Their running game is not bad at all. I think, defensively, they're probably a little weaker than offense. But if you look at, I've said this, I don't know how many times in my videos, but if you look at the games like versus the 49ers, they technically lost both those games combined by 6 points. I do not count the botched kickoff at the end where they were kind of doing laterals or whatever, and then the Niners got it and ran it in. I don't count that. Yes, technically, it should be 12 points or 13 points or whatever, but I don't count that because, again, it's the last second, just whatever it is. So if you don't count that, it's 6 points in total between both games of losing that. That's 3 points per game. I think they have a shot with DeAndre Hopkins with a really good draft. I think they have a shot. I do. Will they sweep the Niners and the Seahawks? No. They did tie with the Seahawks last year. I think they'll tie again. I don't know if they'll win a game against the Niners, but I think they have enough firepower to make it in as the 7th seed of the playoffs this year. With that 7th seed, it opens up for a lot of teams here. So normally I wrap it up, but because there's just so many teams in the NFC versus, AFC in my video, I kind of just talked about how, there's Chiefs, Ravens, and then again, you have those middle teams like the Titans, and I don't know if Pittsburgh's kind of in there. Patriots are kind of in that middle, and then you have a drop off towards the end. Houston's in the middle there too. In the NFC, there's still a lot of teams that I think could make the playoffs. I am not on the Bucs bandwagon. We'll start there in the middle. I'm not on the Bucs bandwagon. I can see them making the playoffs. If they do, they're going to be in that 7th seed where Arizona is right here. I think they can get swept by the Saints. Over on the right here with the Atlanta. Saints split with Atlanta. Atlanta started becoming good in the second half of the season. I think they can make that 7th seed. Eagles could obviously make that 4th seed. They can make that 5th, 6th, or 7th seed too. I just think there's a lot of variables here. A lot of teams that have a chance, and this is why the NFC is going to be a dogfight. AFC, again, like I said, you have tiers and then you have everyone else at the bottom. You basically know it's either going to be the Chiefs or the Ravens representing the AFC. NFC, again, if the Cardinals do really well, if DeAndre Hopkins does really well, I think he can help lead them up to that Super Bowl. Vikings have a chance. They don't have the best track record, but if they can constantly beat a team like the Saints, I think they have a chance. Seahawks obviously have a chance with Russell Wilson there. If you have a healthy team, they probably could have made a run for the Super Bowl last year. Cowboys, again, new coaching management, CeeDee Lamb. Dak is, still pretty good. He's probably almost hitting his prime. Saints obviously have a chance. Packers have a chance. And, they're basically the favorites. But, there's, the 1 through 7 could make it. to the Super Bowl from the NFC side. AFC side, again, you're gonna have that 1 or 2 seed, Chiefs and Ravens. Okay, yeah, Titans surprised everyone. If the farthest didn't make it is probably the AFC Championship again. I don't see them, beating the Chiefs, but who knows? I mean, they could be up there too, making the Super Bowl. But it's Buccaneers can make it. Falcons don't have as big of a chance, but again, I think there's still a chance. I do think there's still a chance. Again, they went from I think it was was it 1-5 or 2-5 or something like that, and ended up being 7-9 or something like that at the end of the season. They beat the 49ers last year too, by an inch. Julio Jones with an inch of the football in the end zone. So I think they have a shot of doing that. Eagles, obviously, I call them a glass cannon, because when your starters go down, then it's basically game over. But if you have a healthy Eagles team, they have a chance of going to the Super Bowl too. They have a chance of winning that division. There's just so much here, so many variables here. Who's going to do good? Who's not going to do good? Who's going to show up in the second half of the season? Who's not? There's too many variables here, and this is why I had to add an honorable mention section to the NFC side again, because there's just so much here to digest and figure out versus AFC, where it's just, okay, I got my 7 and we're going to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Once again, I will be streaming, and it'll be probably 3 hours sometime in this recording. Can't wait for the season, the Sunday game season, because the season technically started on Thursday. So I can't wait for those games. I might do the double stream on Sunday. We'll see what happens. We'll see how I'm feeling and whatnot. So, but for now, like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe, and we are out of here. Peace.